What's up, my Canadian cousins? How are you? Welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, I want to say to you all that I'm really following the news story. I did a short about it earlier in the week, obviously about the wildfires in Canada. It's crazy that it's affecting both East and West at the same time. I know how hard it must be up there. I know, in the New York City metropolitan area, our air quality has been very bad, especially on Wednesday. It's gotten a little better. But I just really want you guys to stay safe. I read yesterday the Biden administration is sending more aid in the form of additional firefighters and whatever resources we have. I hope we're doing our utmost to help support you guys in your time of need. I know you would do the same. I know you have done the same for us. So anyway, please stay safe. On to a lighter topic. Yes, we are doing comedy. The Rick Mercer. Rick Mercer is somebody I have known a little bit about. You guys have been asking me to do. This hour has 22 minutes for a long time. And a lot of you have asked me to do Talking to Americans from Rick Mercer. I did see a little snippets of that in a video that I reacted to about what Canadians think about Americans in general, and a news report from Norm Macdonald's brother. I think his name was Neil Macdonald, maybe. And I thought he was very fair and balanced, but I get that this is comedy, so I'm able to laugh at ourselves here in America. And I think one of the hallmarks of Canadian comedy is sort of, poking fun at yourselves, especially with inside jokes that maybe a lot of people from other countries wouldn't get. I feel like I'm starting to get those jokes, and when I watch Canadian comedies, and poking fun at yourselves, I'm starting to really get the jokes because I've learned so much about your culture. So let's turn the tables back around on us. This is going to be my first reaction video to Rick Mercer. Okay, my friends, so let's get to it without further ado, and I will see you on the flip side.
Washington, D.C., or as they say on the hill behind me, the center of the universe. Everywhere you look in this town, there is no mistaking where you are. It is celebrated at every single turn. You are in America. America the strong, America the free, America, our next-door neighbor. They are our greatest friends, our strongest allies. They are kind, they are generous. They have an uncanny ability to go on at great lengths on subjects they know absolutely nothing about. I've spent a lot of time traveling in America, and I've spoken to many of its people, and I've come to a conclusion.
Isn't that what my whole YouTube channel is? Some American guy going on at great lengths to subjects he knows absolutely nothing about.
Conclusion.
Kidding, but not kidding.
I have a confession to make.
Cheers.
My name is Rick Mercer, and I love America. And yes, this is
Talking to America, the special.
By the way, so that introduction is playing Yankee Doodle. I don't know how many Canadians are familiar with that. Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. We all learned this as little kids, almost as a patriotic song, but it was made up by the British during the Revolutionary War to make fun of us. Macaroni, not as in the Italian food, but macaroni was a term back then that meant fancy. So, they were making fun of these bumpkins, these Yankee Doodles that just stuck a feather in their hat and thought that they were somehow, now posh. So I wonder if that was on purpose.
As you're probably aware, it's been widely reported that the mining rights to Mount Rushmore is actually held by a Canadian company. They say that they want to do preliminary explorations to see if there's any plutonium in the mountains. They want to do precision blasting in the off-season, but some people are saying that's not acceptable. They should be forced to drill into the heads from behind. What do you think?
I think probably from the back.
I think from the back of the mountain. Why mess up? This is a national monument.
Choose the course which has the least impact on the environment. Right. And if that involves precision blasting, which it should, I think that's probably okay.
So do you think they should be forced, even though it's more expensive, to drill into the heads from behind?
Yes.
The Canadian government, after many, many years of asking and being turned down, has finally gotten permission from the U.S. government to build an exact replica of Mount Rushmore.
I can't believe that. I mean, I'm surprised they're actually going along with it and giving answers like that rather than saying, "Oh my God, no, you can't do anything like that." That's hilarious. Oh yeah, I think it should probably be from the back, very Midwestern, probably like Wisconsin or Minnesota. Oh my Lord, that's hilarious. You know what? These people are nice. They're just gullible. They're
And
just
there's
gullible.
also
They're willing to
talk of adding
believe
into
this
phase
guy who
two
seems
of
like a
3 extra
legitimate
heads,
news
Taft,
source.
Nixon, and Mulrooney. What do you think of that?
I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all.
And not Taft, Nixon, or Mulrooney?
No.
Not particularly Taft. I think FDR should be on there.
Right. So but you wouldn't mind seeing Mulrooney added on?
No.
Do you think Taft...
Oh, these poor people. Oh my God. So probably they're reacting to Taft wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't a good president. But Nixon, I would think that that's who they're reacting to as being no way, but they're just letting the Mulrooney thing fly over their head. Like, obviously, I know he was a Canadian prime minister in the 80s. I think he was a conservative, if I'm not mistaken. It's just funny. They probably think that they should know who that is, but they don't, so they're just not questioning it.
Nixon and Mulroney are not prime examples of the best American presidents?
I think there's others that show more American spirit.
We're doing a story on a mountain in Canada that will be inspired by Mount Rushmore, and it's going to have Canada's most famous Eskimo president on it, and his name was Mulrooney Yuck.
Congratulations.
Canada on Mount Mulrooney, yuck.
Congratulations, Canada, on Mount Mulrooney Yuck.
Mount Mulrooney, yuck.
Hello, Canada. Our Eskimo neighbors to the south.
So if Reagan is on the mountain, do you think Reagan is okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
He was the president.
Yeah, he was.
They all have their faults, and he was one of them. So.
Yeah. And if Reagan's on the mountain, should they have Mulrooney's feet sticking out of the backside?
Speaking of the backside, I once saw something that it showed. If I can find the picture, I'll insert it here. What Canadians see when they look at Mount Rushmore from the backside, and here it is. So, turnabout is fair play, my friends, right? We can. Nobody should be offended. All in good fun. Okay, my home city.
Do you think
New
that
Yorkers
America
do.
should be bombing Bouchard?
Yes.
Should NATO be bombing Bouchard?
Yeah.
Do you think America should be bombing Bouchard?
Yes.
Do you think that the United States should just stand by and allow Canada to ignore the U.S. Constitution and everything that great document stands for?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, Canada, don't ignore our Constitution. That just makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, it's obviously got to be primacy over your Constitution, right? Bouchard. So that's a French name. I know that. I don't know who Bouchard is specifically. I'm sure you guys will tell me, but it's funny and scary how willing some people are to just say yes to bombing what they don't know. Oh, God.
Congratulations, Canada, for legalizing insulin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the diabetics, thank you. And do you think that America should attempt to free Nelson Mandela?
Yes.
Do you think America should line up its ground troops and send them into Gilles Duceppe?
I think they should line up the ground troops, yes.
And send them into Gilles Duceppe?
Yes.
I'm sure Gilles Duceppe is also a person. That is a name. So, oh my God, these guys don't know anything about French words or names. What was the one he was asking them before that? I wanted to comment on. I forgot.
Do you think that America should be bombing Saskatchewan?
Absolutely.
Absolutely?
Yeah.
What about ground
I
forces? Do
agree
you
with
think ground
that.
forces should be sent into Saskatchewan? That might be safer.
That's what they're going to have to do. That's what they're going to have to do.
So bomb Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Have a good day.
Congratulations, Canada, for getting a McDonald's.
Congratulations, Canada. 800 miles of paved road.
How about ground troops lining up and entering Gilles Duceppe? How do you feel about that?
Got to do what you got to do. If we're going to get in it, might as well get in it all the way.
And how long do you think Gilles Duceppe could withstand the pounding?
Not much longer.
Now that was a native New Yorker. I mean, there are people from all over the place in New York City at any given moment, but I wonder how many of these people realize that they're in a joke. It doesn't seem like many. I think some do. Oh my gosh, he is funny. He just baits them so well. Uh-oh. One of our best universities.
Just read it to yourself, and then if you want to. Yeah.
To the Right Honorable Paul Martin Jr., Prime Minister in Waiting.
I'm not sure how to say that.
How do you say that?
Ted.
Ted
Dumerd.
Dumerd.
Ted Dumerd.
Ted Dumerd. Ted Dumerd.
Excellent. Ted Dumerd.
I know what that means, Tet Demerd. I don't curse much on my YouTube channel, but, you know, occasionally. If it's in French, it's fine.
Canada.
Given that 2001 has been declared the year of the senior citizen, we demand that the government of Canada discourage the Canadian tradition of placing senior citizens on northern ice floes and leaving them to perish.
Yeah, I'll sign that.
So what are you studying again?
History.
Right, very good.
I definitely believe that senior citizens shouldn't be placed on ice floes.
And you're a prof here?
Yeah.
How many years?
9.
You like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Good school?
Yeah.
I was a history major in college. I did not go to Columbia University. My school was good. It was not Columbia. And I would never have thought that was real. I mean, just use some common sense, people.
A story on the Russian invasion of Chechnya and Saskatchewan, and the Russians keep invading that area, and we're wondering whether peacekeepers should be sent into Saskatchewan to protect the civilians.
I think so, definitely. I think peacekeeping is #1 priority for international relations.
Do you feel bad for the people in Chechnya and Saskatchewan?
Ah, you heard that accent. She was not American. She was not American. Maybe she is now. I don't know, but that sounded British or Australian. I would need to hear her speak a little bit more. Maybe even New Zealand. I don't know. Anyway, because they hear Chechnya, and we know, and they knew that from the news at the time, and then he's just slipping Saskatchewan in there, but they're not getting it.
Saskatchewan?
Yes.
And you're studying Russian?
I'm studying Russian.
Do you find that there's not enough coverage on the news about Russian invasion into Saskatchewan?
Well, I haven't actually heard about the Saskatchewan invasion. I've only heard about Chechnya, actually. So there's
So he's honest.
not enough coverage about Saskatchewan.
We demand that the government of Canada discourage the Canadian tradition of placing senior citizens on northern ice floes, leaving them to perish.
Colombia has a proud tradition of activism, so good on you, man. Okay, this one's going to be fun.
We're doing a story on your state capitol building here, and it's a downscale replica of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., and our Capitol building in Canada is actually a downscale model of your Capitol building, except it's made out of ice. It's an igloo, you see. And we're worried about global warming and the fact that it might melt, so we're putting a dome over it. But in order to pay for it, we have to attract tourists. Would you be interested in visiting the Canada's national igloo?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Sure.
Congratulations, Canada, on preserving your igloo.
Congratulations, Canada, on preserving your national igloo.
Yes, indeed.
Well, congratulations, Canada, on becoming part of North America.
Thank you very much. As of the year 2000...
Okay, wait a second. He's subtle. He's funny because he's subtle too. Obviously, the big joke is the national igloo. But it's also that Canada doesn't have a Capitol building. Canada has a parliament. Parliament Hill.
be part of North America. Do you think that's a good idea?
I don't know.
Would you pay money to visit Canada's national igloo?
I don't plan on ever going up there.
No?
I never heard of a building made out of ice anyway.
You never heard of an igloo?
Well, yeah, but not a scalpel.
Well, it's Canada.
Sounds right.
As part of the new millennium, one of the things we're doing is going to get a new currency. We want to call it the Canadian dollar, but the U.S. Treasury says that they own the name dollar for their currency, just like in Britain it's called the pound, in America it's called the dollar. We want to call ours the dollar, but they don't want us to call it the dollar. They want us to call it the loonie. What do you think of that? As part of the millennium...
he thinks he's messing with him. But little does he know that, the nickname for the coin dollar is the loonie because of the loon. And I know that now. I'm getting some of these jokes. I'm really happy about that. I'm proud of myself.
Celebrations in Canada. The King of Canada will be doing a tour of the United States and be visiting Arkansas. His name is King Lucien Bonhomme.
King Lucien Bonhomme, welcome to Arkansas.
Because it has a loon on it. Who's the governor of Arkansas now?
It's Mike Huckabee.
Mike Huckabee.
Mike Huckabee.
Does he have an education at all, or?
Oh yes, he's a college graduate.
I think he is college educated, though, at least.
He seems like an intelligent guy.
Yes, he does.
Do you think he would know much about, say, Canada-U.S. relations, anything about Canada?
I would think so. I would hope so.
You would hope so, wouldn't you? This segment should be called Talking to Republicans. Mike Huckabee is a very conservative Republican. His daughter, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, was Donald Trump's first press secretary when he was the commander-in-chief of this nation. He who has been indicted.
Hi, I'm Governor Mike Huckabee of Arkansas, wanting to say congratulations, Canada, on preserving your national igloo.
Thank you, Governor. Thanks for being part of 22 Minutes.
Thank you.
The most watched news team in Canada.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Just ripping. Another great city. My brother lives there. Been there several times. Love it.
San Francisco, California. You know, when Canadians travel abroad, some things precede them. Our maple leaf, our commitment to peacekeeping, and of course, our national anthem, O Canada. It is known, it is loved, it is respected. It is seared in the psyche of all Americans.
Oh, Canada, a great big empty land. We look to America for a helping hand. With Bannock we're close to the North Pole. Manger petit.
When we were little kids, if my mother didn't want to be mean to us and say shut up, if we were annoying her, she would say ferme la bouche, shut your mouth, manger le poutine, eat poutine.
Canada, a lovely winter dream. Oh, Canada.
Ooh, second city, let's see.
Well, we're doing a story on the fact that in Canada, there's a motion in the Canadian government to actually change the name of Canada to Chicago. Because as you probably know, Chicago is a native term. It means the land where root vegetables grow. That accurately describes Canada as a nation. We're wondering what people in Chicago think of that idea.
Why would they want to take the name of Chicago? That belongs to us.
I think that sounds awkward.
No, they can't take our name. It's our name.
I think that'd be pretty cool, yeah.
Great, I'd be honored, man. I think we would all party.
So you don't like the idea?
No, I certainly do not.
Congratulations, Canada, on getting FM radio.
Now, the President of the United States says he's sending in 600 troops into East Timor, and if that doesn't do the trick, then he may be forced to bomb the mall in West Edmonton.
Bomb who?
The West Edmonton. They could bomb East Timor and West Edmonton. Do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a possibility.
He's going to be forced to bomb the mall in West Edmonton. Do you support that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
Yes.
Congratulations, Canada.
I mean, come on. Those West Edmonton Mall terrorists have wreaked havoc in the early 2000s or whenever this was. It's fair. It's fair. I get it.
Getting a
New York
volunteer
Times
fire
article about it.
station.
Congratulations, Canada, on getting grade 9.
What, that's not true? You know how sometimes in older buildings they were superstitious and they didn't have the 13th floor? They'd skip from 12 to 14. I mean, I always understood that in Canada, 9 was superstitious, so you skipped from grade 8 right to 10. Am I wrong?
We're doing a story on the fact that in Canada, as in the United States, of course, there are 4 seasons. But all across Canada, many people believe that none of the 4 seasons accurately describe the 2 months of darkness that all of Canada experiences in July and August. So there's now a movement afoot to actually have a 5th season in Canada. And we have 3 names: the slumber, the equinox, or the Canadark.
Canadark.
You like Canadark?
Yeah. Canadark.
You like Canadark?
I think Canadark's pretty cool.
Yeah?
Canadark, definitely.
Yeah, make it 3 on Canadark.
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 There's 4 for the Canadark.
How about just calling them the Montreal Canadiens? That's pretty dark.
It's a meatball made out of beaver. They're called beaver balls. And that's our new national dish. You don't like beaver balls?
I've never had one, but
Oh, there you go. Once you have one, you can't stop.
Congratulations, Canada, for making beaver balls your national dish.
Oh, better than Rocky Mountain oysters, if you know what I mean. Have it.
Rick Mercer on location at Harvard University, where the great minds and the future leaders of a generation gather in the spirit of knowledge and wisdom which permeates this campus. Are you a student here at Harvard?
Yes, I am.
What are you studying?
I'm studying biological anthropology.
Biological anthropology. We're doing a student reaction to the fact that the Canadian government has announced that they're going to resume the seal slaughter in Saskatchewan. What do you think of that?
Oh, I think that's ridiculous. I don't think there's any point in murdering seals.
Are you a student here at Harvard?
Yes, I am.
And what are you studying?
Biology.
Well, that's good. This is kind of a biological question. We're down here getting students' reaction to the fact that the Canadian government has decided to resume the Calgary seal hunt. What's your reaction to that?
I'm against it. Actually, I'm interested in conservation biology.
Well, what about the fishermen of Saskatchewan say?
Well, I mean, it's just fun. It's funny, and here again, because they don't know the geography of Canada at all. I can assume even these very smart Harvard students might think that people are slaughtering seals in some Arctic climate, but Saskatchewan, no.
You can't catch a codfish, and that's because the seals are eating all the cod.
The coast.
Yeah, well, I guess they'll have to start fishing for something else.
Well, if they don't resume the seal hunt in Calgary, what they're hoping would happen is that tourists could visit Calgary and get on a boat with the fishermen and go out to the ice floes and see the...
Oh, that's the end of part 1. Oh, no. Should I do part 2 now? I don't think so. I'll do part 2 to follow this probably pretty shortly, if you want me to. And the way you're going to tell me that you want me to is that you will like and, or if you're so inclined, subscribe. Thank you so much for this comic relief. Oh, it's Friday. It's been a week. It's been a week, my friends. And that was very funny. Funny and sad. I mean, it's obviously old. This was done, I think, around the turn of the century, 2000, it seems. I wonder if this was pre 9/11. I don't know, but hilarious. And I think maybe the next video I do on Canadian comedy, short of doing part 2 to this, talking to Americans, will be one where you're making fun of yourselves a little bit more so we can turn the tables on you a little bit. All right, my friends, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care.
Yankee Doodle came to town a riding on a